Yeah, I know. I'm a little like, seriously, when we stop recording, let's just fast forward to that part. I'd be like, "Yeah, you were a bit much, bro." And you'd be
Really?
like, "Dude, it's the truth." I'd be like, "I know it's the truth, but bros are not actually ready, and they're just gonna be offended." Welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I'm your host, I'm your coach, John Michael Clark. On this show, we help Christian husbands grow in family leadership and sex and marriage. So if you believe that Jesus is king, and you want to lead your family with strength and love, and you want frequency and freedom in your sex life, then you're in the right place. We're going to help you build an incredible family culture where God is glorified and your family is blessed by your strong, loving leadership.
Gentlemen, welcome to the Family Captain Podcast. I'm your co-host, Chris Farrell. The show is all about chaining your wife to a water heater in the basement and telling her that she's wrong about everything, right?
Right.
Did I pretty much
This
hit
is
it?
the He-Man woman haters, supposedly.
Yes. The He-Man.
Natalie doesn't know anything about that. All she knows is she's the
Oh,
most adored woman on earth. I know Jonna only knows that
that's
her
right.
husband loves her and cares for her well. But supposedly,
Supposedly.
apparently, it's about other stuff. No, man, we're here to bless guys and we're here to bless women.
Amen.
As the man goes, so goes the household. As the household goes, so goes society. So goes everything around us. So we are focused on the thing that is most important in that whole chain of events, and that's the man, the starting point. We started with Adam. Thankfully, we had a second Adam who came through and did it perfectly, the Lord Jesus, and we love him, and we serve men who love him. And we're excited about his design for marriage, and we
Yes.
say it loud. We talk about his whole design for a man's place to rule well, the fact that it's a blessing, the fact that it's a gift, the fact that the Lord designed sex as a blessing to the marriage, and the fact that a man should have a household that he's excited about and a family culture that he has designed, and something that is timeless and something that is fruitful. So that's what we're about, helping bros to win, and therefore everybody else wins too.
That's right. Become the greatest man your wife and your kids have ever known. And dude, I've told you this before, but that was like literally the line that hooked me in to the Family Captain. Like that was why I reached out to you. That is why I got on a call with you. I was like, I want that. And I want that so bad, not that I would say I am, but that they would say I am.
The phrase that was most meaningful to me
Yeah.
was lead with strength and love. I
Mm,
mean, not that I called myself to it, but early on,
yeah.
like that was one of the phrases, because I and the guys that I'm trying to speak to, we understand the love piece, or we think we do. We understand like the soft piece of love. We don't understand like the leadership piece of love. We think that love means only one thing. But I feel like I understood that part, but the lead with strength and love, I was like,
Mm,
"Oh, that's intriguing. That's got to look like something. We're not throwing love aside. We're including all of it." So that was the thing that grabbed me. And different things grab different guys. Some guys they're like, "Man, I want to level up in my self leadership." Some guys are like, "Man, I want that marriage bed." And by the way, I wanted all of that. Like,
right.
I wanted my sex life to be incredible. I wanted my wife to respect me, like to the degree that other people thought it was ridiculous and extreme. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Thankfully. I wanted all the things, but yeah, that's cool that that's what grabbed you.
Yeah, man. It grabbed me big time. And you know, I gotta say, I'm so glad I joined the Family Captain, man. Like I look back on, I mean, it's 2021 when I joined, right? And I look back from where we are now to where I was, and I just remember thinking, like, okay, I'm on this call with JM. He seems like a really good guy. He can help me. I remember being at the point where I was just like, I'm just looking for extra accountability. I have a marriage podcast. I could probably do a lot of this on my own. I'm just looking for some extra accountability. That sounds good to me. And I remember saying yes and joining, and you kind of giving me that price. And I was just like, okay. That was a little more than I had expected because I didn't know the market value for family captain or family leadership. And I'm just like, and I had all these reasons in my head, like, man, well, haven't gotten my commission check yet, or, poured a bunch of money out. Christmas is right around the corner. Like, there were all these reasons. But for some reason, the Holy Spirit was just like, just say yes. And I said yes. And the reason I share that story with you, man, is because this week, a verse surfaced for me, and it's Ephesians 3:20. And I don't want to botch it here because I haven't memorized it yet, but close. It says, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. And
Thank
dude,
you, Lord.
to me, man, this isn't just like a coffee mug verse. This is this is a testimony verse for so many dudes that have come through the family captain. It's like one brother comes and he's like, "Hey, man, I don't feel very aligned with my spouse," and he expects that things are going to upgrade. But then he leaves and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I brought her home from work and I started a business." You know what I mean? And so it's just like God does immeasurably more than we could ever expect, ask, or imagine. And so as we kick off this episode, man, I'd love to share some of those testimonies. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of times we share well,
Yeah.
I don't even know if you and I share that many wins as they happen along the way. We should
Yeah,
probably do more of that.
yeah, not that many.
Maybe we can add a segment in the show where we're saying like, "Hey, win of the week" or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
But we usually share like quick nugget wins where bros are like, "Hey, this happened yesterday," and we're not sharing as much like, "Look what the Lord has done over the past 12 months." Because we talk about there's the lawn, right? The analogy of there's stuff you can do this weekend to improve it.
Yeah.
And usually those are the only testimonials that we're sharing. We're like, this
Right.
happened.
Right.
Instead of the longer ones of like season after season,
Yeah.
this has gotten redonkulous.
Yeah.
The quick wins, like one of the most famous ones is the guy who was like, I flew back into town. My wife picked me up from the airport. I get in the car. She was wearing nothing but a trench coat. And, she reveals this to me, like, as she picks me up from the airport. And, like, bros were like, okay,
Let's
put me in
go.
this family captain program. I'm like, well, yeah, we can. If it's a good fit, we will. You know, those results are not exactly guaranteed, but generally, yeah, of course. So those are fun.
Yeah.
But those are like man, this happened yesterday. Man, my little girl said this. Man, here's what I'm seeing in my sons. Bro, here's who I am. Here's what happened different. But yeah, some of these extended life shifts that you're talking about, they are richly rewarding and encouraging to show guys like this is what's possible, man. And we've said that before. Like I bait guys along and I don't tell them how far the Lord intended to take them. I'm like, hey man, here you go. Here, like be faithful with those 2 talents. You multiplied it to 4. Good job. Hey, guess what? And they're coming to me with the guess what. They're like, guess what? The Lord asked me to go over these 4 cities. I'm like, who could have seen that coming? You're well able, brother. Of course, they're faithful, and the Lord rewards, and the Lord appoints, and the Lord anoints. So, yeah, tell us about some of that, man.
Yeah, man. I have some notes here from some guys I was able to have a conversation with. So one brother joins the family captain, and previously he was like, I'll look into this, but he admittedly was like, this guy's probably going to be whack. Like he's probably going to be a little weird. I would anticipate he's not going to align with me. He listens to some of your content and was like absolutely blown away. And he was like, wow, okay, I've got to do this. He's like, but here's the thing. We're good. Our marriage is good. We've got a dual income household. I mean, honestly, we're probably just going to level up a little bit, right?
I'm gonna try and like I don't know who these people are,
Okay.
just so everybody
All right.
knows.
Yeah.
And so
his
I'm gonna be trying to
expectation.
guess if I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, who could this
Yeah.
be? But like that's hard because there's 500 some guys at this point.
Right.
But
Right. So his expectation is we're just going to level up a little bit. Everything's cool. Nothing in crisis. Okay. Now, what God did, back to our Ephesians 3:20, measurably more than he could ever imagine, because what was revealed to him was that he needed to bring his wife home from work. And so within 4 months, his wife reduced her hours.
I did
at work.
not tell him he had to do that.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows, this
Okay.
is not part of the program. Week 12,
Right.
tell your wife to quit. Like, this is not a John Michael trying to make you in his image, okay? I just want to clarify, because I know, like, some guys would run from there like, I'm not doing their He-Man Woman Haters program because they've got a program of what happens. No,
Yeah.
what happens is you level up as a man, and you grow in manhood, protection, provision, and leadership, and you come to your own conclusions, and we coach and we encourage. There's many coaches, not just me, and guys come to these conclusions on their own oftentimes.
Right.
Every now and then I'll be like, bro, like the story we've told, the wife who was cooked and abused at work. I'm like, I will tell you what to do in this circumstance. But
Right.
for the new around here, in case they think that is a rule that you have to follow laid down by John Michael, it's not.
Yeah. So
All right, keep
emphasis,
going.
when I say God revealed, I don't mean JM revealed.
Right. Right. We don't
All right.
believe that around here.
Okay. So now that we know we're not a cult, we'll continue.
Yes.
Okay. So within 4 months, his wife reduces her hours. Within 8 months, she quit her job. they bought a fixer-upper in preparation for, just being able to handle the double income. And within 2 years from the time he joined the family captain, he replaced her income entirely. And now he started a coaching business. He uses his tech skills to help with the family captain. He leads worship at his church and sows into a church plant. And none of that existed prior to the family captain. And he even says there were so many changes that he's so grateful God did not show him the whole picture because he just could not have handled it. Mm-hmm. Do you know who it is?
I don't, which is crazy because it's crazy because there's that many stories that are not that different from that.
Yeah.
I think I know who it is.
Okay.
But I'm not absolutely 100% like gun to my head and sure.
Okay.
So I'm almost certain I know who it is. But yeah, there's multiple bros with that kind of story. Like, yeah, they built a thing, they started a thing. Surprise, surprise. They're more involved in the church and their family's thriving. And yeah.
Okay.
If the Lord had showed them everything on day one, they'd be like, I'm not that guy.
Right.
If the Lord had showed them 10 cities, like, hey, my real plan is to put you over 10 cities, they'd be like, well, I'm not your guy. Clearly, you need to find somebody else. But hey, just be faithful with your today obedience. Yes. Can you be today obedient? Don't worry about tomorrow obedient. Just be today obedient. And this is what I've been preaching in my church lately. Just today obedient. That's enough. That was enough for Joseph. Just be today obedient. Hey, go to Bethlehem to be counted. Like, that's just the law of what's going on right now. He wasn't trying to fulfill prophecy so Christ would be born in Bethlehem. Just be today obedient. Show up. Do what you're supposed to do each time you're given an obedience to follow. And the Lord gets you the rest of the way. But yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
What a crazy different life.
Super cool. Super cool. The next brother, he was just passive. Like, he was really not feeling like he had a strong marriage. When he joined the family captain, he was like, am I going to fit in here? But more than anything, he really felt like his wife was in control in the relationship. And he didn't feel really that she was respecting him very much. So it actually came to a point where he joined the family captain. He did it. He had a lot of reasons that he didn't want to because he wanted to change her. He actually said he would have paid any amount of money to change her. And so when left with the decision to join, he's like, well, his biggest objection was, now I have to change. And so he got real with himself. So what ended up happening was, I think halfway through the family captain, his company was bought out and he lost his job, which was like a big deal because he made really good money. And typically his wife would have totally freaked out. But instead she was like, you've become a different man as a result of, just all the work you've put in. And it gave him confidence and he launched his own bookkeeping company. And so it's just like, you take a guy who's passive and not respected by his wife, and then he loses his job and his wife is like, you've been built into a different man entirely. And so he's gone from this formerly methodical, slow-moving planner to now running his own company with, just operating with boldness and clarity.
And she has this, you've got this feeling. Yeah. Which means she also has this, you've got me feeling.
Yes.
That is the thing, dude. When our wives get to the place of, and they may never be able to articulate it. Your wife may never verbally articulate it, but the fruit will be there. The fruit's always talking to you, as we often say.
Yeah.
She just lives this life that says, I know you've got me. And because before she was living a life that said, I don't think that you got me, which is why she was trying to get her. I just don't feel that you really got me. And I don't mean that you don't understand me. That's one of the accusations that certainly comes up often when a husband truly doesn't have his wife covered. But when you do, she's like, okay. He's like, I lost my job. She's like, well, the job used to be the king, but it's not anymore. You're the king. Yeah. So the job is the tool. And you'll figure it out, king, because I know you now. I do know who this one is.
Okay.
Bro.
Okay.
So this bro surprised me. I didn't even know a story about him. We were at a conference years ago. Mm-hmm. And I just asked him to share. I had asked multiple guys. I was like, hey, could you share just to encourage you? And I had like a panel of like 5 of them on the stage. And I didn't even know what they were going to say. I just knew that they were different men and they've leveled up. And I'm like, yeah, it's all good. Just bless the guys, do a Q&A. And this brother was up there and he starts sharing the story of when he came on board into the family captain, back when I was, still doing everything, doing all the calls, all the things, and we were having a deep dive call, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to get a feel for him, because that's what we're doing on the deep dive call. We're just making sure we really understand who this brother is before we say, we think it's a great fit. What do you think?
Sure.
So I'm really just trying to understand everything. And I'm like, man, like, do you just feel like the man, like, just in general, do you feel like you're walking in like a godly masculinity? And he's telling this story from the stage. I don't remember this at all as he's telling it. I'm sitting there like ready to hear what's next, like everybody else. And he said, I had walked outside because I didn't want my wife to know I was on the phone, and I was in pajama pants and slippers. And Joe Michael asked me, "Do you feel like the man?" he said, I looked at, and everybody's laughing at this point. He's like, I looked down at my slippers and my pajamas as I'm hiding from my wife because I don't know what this conversation is. I still am trying to figure out what this whole thing's about. He said, I tell Joe Michael, yes, I do. Yes, I am the man. I do. And,
That's amazing.
And like, I was just like blown away at that story because he's such a stud now.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a stud. So to
Yeah,
picture him in that place, I didn't even know that. That was a great joy for me to see, like, bro, really? That's where you were? And if that's where our brother is, like, I don't condemn you, dude. I'm just saying, praise the Lord. Like, progress is what we celebrate. Progress is what the Lord celebrates. Dude, effort is what we're responsible for. And the Lord blessed it, and the Lord has blessed it in his brother's life, and he's an absolute stud. So that's super cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Let's cover, you're going to know this one. Okay. So this guy said, he described it as this. He's like, the moment that I had a choice between joining the family captain or not, I remember sitting in my rinky-dink little apartment, I had no money, my credit card was out, and I knew that I was not living the vision that the Lord was calling me to. I knew that my marriage wasn't what it was supposed to be. And despite the fear of not knowing whether I could afford it or anything, I said yes. Now, fast forward. Could he have ever imagined that he
I don't know
would,
who this is so far. I mean,
that he would pick up and move his family to Virginia
oh, wow.
to work full-time with the family captain? Could he ever imagine that he would be a full-time staff at Salt Church in Virginia? Could he ever imagine he'd go from no kids to having kids as a result of just all the brothers just saying, hey, man, be fruitful, trust the Lord, even if you don't feel ready? Could he ever imagine that he'd be in the position he is to help so many other dudes into the future make a decision like he made and watch God do immeasurably more in their life as well? With just that yes.
Yeah.
This is Alan.
Yeah. I did know that one.
Yeah.
You gave enough context clues.
I know. But dude, here's why I'm
But
bringing
I didn't
these
know
up.
that beginning. So I didn't know, like, I didn't know he was broke in credit card debt.
Yeah.
Because I'm just talking to the bro. I'm like, hey, here's
Yeah.
what we do. Here's how it works. Here's what it is.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great. If I think it's great, I'll tell him that. If not, we'll
Right.
tell him otherwise. But yeah. So he just figured it out, made it happen. And wow. What a transformation in his life over the years.
Yes. What's so fascinating to me about these stories, man, is just that, like, there's God's plan and there's our plan, right? I mean, dude, can we just talk about this today?
I know that's what you wanted to do. I mean, you told me what you wanted to do. So you're going to be all alpha, and I'm just going to be a servant leader. I'm just going to submit to whatever you want.
I'm the captain today.
You're the captain, bro.
All right. So when I look back even to my decision, being like, commission check hasn't come in yet. Like, money's a little tight. Do I really need this? Could I do this on my own? All the things. Think about my evolution. I joined the family captain in 2021. I go through the program, right? I don't know if you know this or not, but I doubled my income. After leaving the family captain. Yeah. And then the Lord just, like, softened my heart towards my family, my leadership, and what really mattered. I was working my face off, like, just till midnight, up at 6 a.m., like, working my face off, helping my brother grow this company. And God called me to leave my brother's company that I helped scale and basically walk away from golden handcuffs, man. He called me to leave that and start my own company. Now, this was post Family Captain between now and when we've started the podcast. But as a result of just being in the Family Captain, I was able to make contacts with you, and you were able to connect with people like Casey. Casey connected me with another job, with another guy, all the way to all of the decisions, all the places the Lord landed me have led me to this point where this podcast would not exist the way it exists right now.
Right.
Right.
If you hadn't said yes.
If I hadn't said yes.
If
Now,
you hadn't first become a client, who then
Yeah.
became a friend, who's now
Yeah.
become a team member.
Yeah. My business of helping people with podcasts would not exist.
Right.
Like none of that would exist. And so
Wow.
back to the verse, man. Like God doesn't
I feel like George
measure me-
Bailey, man. You're blessing me.
I'm good, dude.
It's a Wonderful Life reference, the best Christmas movie of all time, top 3 movies of all time,
still haven't
period.
seen it. I still haven't seen it. But the reason I'm bringing this up, man, like God will do immeasurably more than we can ever ask, think, or imagine. And I think when brothers are watching the Family Captain and listening, and like, dude, I know this might make you uncomfortable or whatever, but just track with me here. Bro, I think guys are just like, yeah, it just felt right for them. Or their circumstances were just good. They had the extra money laying around. They had the extra time. Life was slow. It was perfect timing, etc. All the things. And the reality is it wasn't. Like I asked these guys right afterwards, I said, hey, if you wouldn't have joined the Family Captain, why would it have been? He's like, dude, the money. He's like, I had just poured tons of money into something. We were going to buy an investment property and we didn't know what to do, right? The next guy, the money. The next guy, the money. The next, like, money, time. Can I do this on my own? Like everyone, the same objections existed is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm so passionate about this, man, is because I see what has been on the other side of the obedience when God's put something like this in front of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that's real. And it is, on one hand, it's easy for me to talk about.
Yeah.
So the reason, in case you're not tracking with Chris, the reason he's like, I know this is uncomfortable for you, because I'm literally selling something, guys. So like, oh, they're selling something. Yeah, I literally am. So I've told guys before, I hate that I sound like a salesman, but I love that I'm telling the truth. I wish with all my heart that I had invented the Family Captain and I had found it, because I'd be punching people in the face to make them join it. With no commissions, with no connection, it doesn't feed my family. Like, I'd be so much more aggressive. Like, guys think I'm a bit aggressive and like, oh, he's a bit pushy. I'm like, bro, you have no idea how much self-control I have when I talk about this. Because I'm like, oh, it's not for everybody. I don't actually believe that. It's literally for yeah. Well, it's not actually for everybody. It's for Christian men who love the Lord, love their wives, love their kids, and also not in crisis. Like, talking to bros who are like, things are good, things are fine. Why do I need it? Well, we built it for you, brother. You're used to hearing about all the marriage ministries that are like, is everything falling apart? Does everything suck? We're here to help. Go to them if that's where you're at. But if you're at like, yeah, things are fine-ish, we're where you're at to take you into a crazy vision and a crazy future. I can't relate to guys who don't want that. So yeah, I get excited and I get fired up. But yeah, it would be easier for me if I wasn't connected to it at all, because then I would just kick everybody in the nuts and grab them by the throat. I feel like Nehemiah, man. Like, grab him by the hair, like, you will not marry their daughters. I'm like, that's how I would be. I'd be like, you will join the Family Captain. Oh, it's money, bro. Like, see, I'm already starting to use my woman. I'm going to get, like, aggressive now. But, like, you spend more on your riding lawnmower than you have invested in your family legacy and your generational future for your tribe, for your people. Like, well, you know, I'm trying to save for a vacation. My brother in Christ, I have nothing else to say. Enjoy the vacation. I hope its returns last 1,000 years. I hope it's the everything. or I need to put more in Bitcoin, or I'm trying to get this Airbnb going. Like, I ain't mad at you. I'm mad for you. I know how good it can get. I know how sweet it is.
Yes.
And so yeah, I got to tamp it back down now. Not because I'm sorry for anything I've just said, but just because I know it's not the easiest thing to receive. And again, you're literally selling something, John Michael. Fair point. Right. So take it or leave it. Hey, by the way, you can do it all on your own. I did.
Yeah.
It was the slow, sucky path, but you can. And hey, you got tons of free resources that I didn't have. You got this podcast. Like, you can have other things that can help you along. So I'm not saying it's the only way. I'm saying it's the best way I know of for the fast track.
Yeah.
And we've seen a lot of bros walk that out. And we want guys to have that kind of future and get it quicker. I think guys need it more quickly than they think they need it, Chris.
Yes. Well, it's so true, man. Because when I think about what does the Lord want for our lives, right? Like, if family leadership is the high calling, if leading our children to heaven is the high calling, if salvation and discipleship is the high calling, like, so that's what the Lord wants. Well, what does the enemy want? The enemy wants us to stay isolated, distracted, continually just like making the non-main thing the main thing, right? And I feel like when we look at our time and we look at where we put our dollars and all the things, it's just like, what? What am I actually doing? What am I actually doing? Where is my money going?
That's why I'm convinced I've
Where's
got to
my
just do a
time
better
going?
job showing guys the future. I've got to
Yeah,
do a better job showing guys what's possible.
yeah,
And I think, it's hard on the podcast because we're talking to everybody.
for
So you
sure.
give an example and some people disqualify themselves. Like, I can never have that fruit. And you're like, yes, you could, first of all. Second of all, we gave an example that's 5 steps ahead of where you're at. Another
Yeah,
guy, it's his very next step. And then we give another example that's 5 steps below where a guy's at. He's like, oh, that's
mm,
not for me. Then, like, we provide you with systems that help you to upgrade to wherever you need to go next in your faithfulness, and custom coaching that makes sure that you go wherever you need next in your faithfulness. So,
yes,
yeah, that's why I love the podcast and I hate the podcast. I hate the podcast because of my own sin and error and foolishness in it. But I know I need to get better at showing guys the possibilities of the future, because I think if they could taste and see more, if they
yeah,
could have more example and go, oh, oh, well, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that's what you meant. Oh, I didn't know
mm,
that's the kind of thing we could expect. I think guys would, right? I mean, that's
mm,
that's my belief. That's my hope. That if I were to do a better job, how do we take ownership? You want to be a leader, Joe Michael? Compassion. Love the guys a lot, and they ought to know it.
mm-hmm,
Responsibility. Take ownership for all the outcomes. Authority. Yes, I'm going to speak with clarity, and I'm not going to apologize whenever I'm saying the true thing. I'll apologize for saying it the wrong way, which I've done many times, and I have a lot of regrets around that. But I'm growing. Like, I'm a living example again of I'm not the hero Jesus is, and I certainly need his grace and mercy. And I appreciate when the audience is gracious to me when I go too far, and I just lack wisdom. But yeah, I need to take more responsibility. And I appreciate you going there today saying like, hey, can we talk about some of these long-term stories? I was like, yeah, do it.
yeah,
Share some of the good stuff that the Lord's doing over time, not just the,
yeah,
last night was crazy, like
right,
in with it, with my wife. Oh, praise the Lord. The good crazy, not the bad crazy.
right,
That
right,
could go either way. That's a win. Last night was crazy. That's a
yeah,
win. But yeah, man, the Lord is doing a great work,
yeah,
and we've seen tons of lives get changed, which we still have short-term vision there. What's that going to mean for those kids? Those kids
mm,
don't know a thing about the family captain. Praise God. They're just going to grow up knowing daddy's the man, mama's wonderful, and my parents were awesome, and my household was awesome, and I know how to do marriage. And
yes,
my dad taught me how to be a man, and my daddy taught me, what to look for in a husband.
mm,
Like, these kids, like, they won't know. They won't know that it was because, Mr. Chris was the one who helped with the podcast. They won't know about the whole team. They won't know about any of it.
mm-mm.
Daddy and mommy will get the credit, and Jesus will get the glory, and
Amen.
people will enjoy good fruit. And we're going to keep maximizing that, though. Like,
Yes,
as you know, we haven't stopped. We can just
no,
continue. Like, that's the standard for guys who stick around with me. I'm like, bro, I'm going to keep leveling up. And if you're going to be a part of the family captain long term, the only measurement is progress. We don't
yeah,
compare to one another.
yeah,
He's farther along than you. I don't care. I don't care. Is he making progress? Well,
yes,
yeah, that's a win.
yeah,
Well, he's fallen back. He's backslid. Well, let's pick him up. Oh, he won't respond. Well, then he's out. He's loved and he's out because he needs to go find a group who can bless him and encourage him and help him, because clearly we're not the ones. Or if you outgrow it and you're like, man, I'm just so far above you guys, and like y'all aren't moving at this pace I need to, and I'm growing that fast. My brother in Christ,
mm,
teach me your ways. Like, I appreciate the challenge. I appreciate the encouragement. But yeah, go find a brotherhood. Go find a mentor who you can receive from, because you've outgrown me.
mm,
Good for you, man. Praise the Lord. Keep
yeah,
making progress. Don't let me get in the way.
yeah,
But for
amen.
many guys, we've seen that this has just been fruit on top of fruit, harvest on top of harvest, goodness on top of goodness. I mean, that's what I've seen. I'm living it, dude.
Yeah,
Like, I'm my favorite testimonial. Not
right,
really. I'm not. But I'm the one I know best,
yeah,
because I've walked the thing out, man. Like, I know where I was, I know where I am, and it just keeps getting sweeter. But I
yeah,
would not have believed it. I would not have believed any of it. And I'd have been like, that's all fiction. The
Right.
kind of good fruit I'm enjoying now.
Which is similar to what these guys are saying, is they're just like, I would have never expected God to do that. Like, saying yes to this, I figured 12 weeks and then cool, that was fun. Little upgrades, learn some hacks. But to have a whole career out of it, or to have guys like move across states and all the things that the Lord wanted to do through this ministry is just, it's bananas, man. And to that point,
The Family Captain is all about helping Christian husbands to build an incredible marriage and family culture. It's self-leadership, it's family leadership, it's sex and marriage, all made practical so husbands, wives, and children can enjoy God's best and truly thrive. It's one thing to believe that Christians should have the best marriages and sex lives. It's another thing to know how to make it all happen. But inside our Family Captain Elite coaching program, that's exactly what you're going to learn. In the Family Captain Elite, men are not only equipped with the conviction to act, but also with the wisdom to navigate their exact situations. And they get a clear, practical path to get them the incredible fruit that they're after. So if you want to take your marriage and family culture from just fine to incredible, then go to thefamilycaptain.com and book a free assessment call to see if the Family Captain Elite program really is a good fit for you. That's thefamilycaptain.com. Family leadership is a high calling for your life. So what are you waiting for?
if you could, man, I'd love for you to just kind of give guys like a high level vision of what you see the Family Captain being one day. Like, at what scale are we talking?
Well, you know, and the team knows, but you know, I haven't shared the vision that often with the whole public because you want to kind of protect some things just from cynicism. You know, the accuser accuses enough without me opening myself up to all the attacks. But what's in my heart and in the team's heart as well is, you know, we realize what the Lord has done in our lives. So we're all hardcore evangelists for God's ways, for marriage and household, and for masculinity and for femininity for that matter. So we just see it expanding to, you know, national impact. And we know that it needs to. We know that everybody needs what we've experienced, and we know that it's not special for us. So everybody who's experienced what you've experienced, they all believe in making practical the Lord's calling for husbanding and for wifing and for fathering and for mothering and for householding. So we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to expand. And the vision is big enough to include everybody. The vision is big enough so that not that I need to be a household name, or not that the Family Captain needs to be a household name, but that the fruit needs to become normative instead of exceptional. Instead of all of our stories, us still being the ones in our family cultures and our households where everybody's going, wow, that's crazy, which plenty of our people have experienced.
Yeah.
We want that to be minimized. Obviously, we want to turn it so much as like, yep, there's another one who's doing it right. It's like, you know, we've poked fun at Dave Ramsey at different times. I love, and I'm thankful for Dave Ramsey. I do want to say that.
Sure.
When I found the 7 baby steps, I needed them.
Yeah.
I absolutely needed them. But what I've said, and I think what others have said as well, I think that, you know, you can outgrow some things, but years ago I hadn't outgrown nothing. I needed everything that he taught and all of the rules he put on you that aren't technically things you have to follow. Like, it was helpful to give me a path. So I'm thankful for that. But in the same way that like Financial Peace University, like that's what the Family Captain needs to be. Like, everybody, you say that and people know, people understand, like, yep, you got to knock out debt. Yep, and you got to invest and you got to do these things. Whether or not you agree with all of his principles and his order of operations, the Family Captain needs to normalize this conversation so that it's not shocking. So that when men find the Family Captain podcast, they're not going, oh, what? Because it's just become such a cultural conversation. Because we've influenced others. Because others have started to coach. Because other pastors have started to preach that same truth. I got an email from a pastor last week who's come through the program. We've had many pastors come through. We've had everything. All the things have come through. And he wrote an email saying, JM, I just preached on Ephesians 5 and just was very plain. Just let the Bible speak for itself. You know, no fancy footwork with the sermon. He said the feedback I got was incredible. He said I would have never preached it with the clarity and precision that I knew it deserved if it hadn't been for me coming through the Family Captain, borrowing from your conviction, making applications. He said I've had men and women in my church come up to me and say, thank you, Pastor, for saying those things. We need those things. Yes. And he's so bolstered. He's so built up. And bro, I was so thankful that he sent that email. Like, you know how many people don't say anything and they're
Sure.
just like, yep, cool, thanks, Jam. They just move. And I'm like, but it blesses me. It really encourages me. And he's like, thank you for building this thing. Thank you for doing this thing. So we're going to keep doing that. To answer the vision question, we're not going to stop. And we're not going to stop just with the married guys who are having to unlearn some stuff. Like we've said, we're launching the program for unmarried young men, and we're going to help them to become men, men that they're proud of, men that they're excited about, so that the godly kind of masculinity that our world needs and the godly kind of marriages that preach the gospel become normalized. That's where we're going. We're going to just keep growing, and we're just going to keep expecting the Lord to multiply it as we're faithful.
Let's go. Let's go. I think what's so hard is to, and I've been on some of these calls with guys, right? I think what's so hard is to get to the end of a call with a brother. It's like, hey man, like, is this for you? It's like, bro, this solves all my problems. Absolutely. Praise God. Let's go. And then when it comes down to decision making, it's almost like, well, I think I'd rather put the money here. I'm just like, say what? Like, what just happened?
That's where that's when I can't relate.
What happened in that moment? I mean, is it cultural blindness? Like, either we'll put the money towards a health club or leather seats for the truck. It's like, what? And we've gone through all these things. It's like, whoa, okay, but if you're saving for the home, I love it. Like, praise God, amazing. But what happens if you save for the home, but you lose your household in the process? You know what I mean? Like, guys just can't compute. And the reason I bring this up is because I'm just like, you share this vision, like this vision that could be like Financial Peace University type of vision one day, and like a national organization that everybody knows about. Like, it's just the standard, right? But dudes are like, nah, I'd rather upgrade the speaker system. That's what I struggle with.
Yeah. Same. And that's why I said, I've got to get better. How do I clearly, because blaming them doesn't solve anything. So I got to take ownership and go, I got to do a better job showing them a future and a vision.
Okay.
I got to. We've got to.
Yeah.
Like, we'll just have to continue to get better at showing them. Because, like, clearly I didn't communicate something fully. Clearly they haven't received the possibilities of the future. Because I know this bro loves the Lord, and I know he's not an idiot. But, right now, obviously he hasn't seen what's possible. Or, he has another means to get there, and praise the Lord, go get it. I'm glad he does. But yeah, whenever they say, those are the ones that are odd to me. And I just go, hey, well, it's a values conversation, brother. Every man values everything differently. I don't condemn them. I talk honest with them, but I don't push, like, I'm not twisting arms. I'm not pushing. I'm going, all right, brother. Well, it's a values thing. And they're like, yeah, do you understand? And then they want me to affirm them. And I go, my brother, I won't affirm and I will not condemn. You're allowed to make whatever, you're the captain. You got to make your decisions. I got to make mine. And they're like, whoa, what would you do in my situation? I'm like, I don't think you want to hear the answer to that. Like, I would sell my right leg and my kidneys. That's what I would have done. Well, not easy to say when you're not in financial difficulty. That's where you're really going to lose the argument. Because I've always sacrificed. I've always invested in what I thought was right and spirit-led. So, yeah, that's why it's difficult. But like you said, we've seen the Lord provide. We've seen the Lord honor when guys sow into something that they believe in and that they commit to. But I never want anybody to count on me. I want guys to trust the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want anybody, we don't make promises apart from you're going to transform as a man. That's the promise. If you come in and do the work, you'll transform as a man. And we're counting on everything else to respond really, really, really well to that. That's where I'm betting all my money. That's where we're counting and expecting things to change and shift. And for guys who want to do that, yeah, we got a good thing going, and we're going to help you win for sure.
Yeah. How many men have come back, maybe not the exact number, but how many men have come back to you months later and said, like, man, I'm so glad that I didn't do this. In fact, everything's just great.
I wish. Gary Vaynerchuk? He's like I don't know what he is. Entrepreneur, bro. He's a media company guy.
Yes, he
But
is.
he's
He's
super
VaynerMedia.
genuine and loves people, but
Yeah.
he's also super petty, like in the
Hmm.
funniest way. So like if he puts something on X or Insta and he's like, "Hey, this company's gonna blow up," all the people who like, "No, it's not. You're an idiot." Bro will come back 2 years later and answer everybody in the replies when the thing's valued at like $5 billion. He's like,
He is
"Say
the
what?"
trend king, though, for real. Yes.
He's like, "What again? What?" Like he'll come back to
Right.
like personally,
Mm.
and this guy's like does not have time to do that, but he makes time to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be an interesting thing to do to follow up and check on guys like, "Hey man, like
Yeah.
how are the leather seats? Like have they changed the marriage or
Yeah.
like how did the again, we're not what is the disclaimer we should provide here, Chris? Cuz I'm concerned that we're going to sound condemning
Dude,
instead of
I don't know if there
challenging.
is one. Is there one?
I think, well, my concern is right now who I just heard in my head. I hear the guy who is just in a difficult financial situation, and I think I'm concerned he would feel condemnation. Whereas really, I'm
Well,
more trying,
there are
there have
options
been
for
plenty of
guys in that
guys who did
spot.
it when they were in difficult financial situations. I'm thinking of one that was
Definitely.
ridiculous that I didn't hear about till later. And I was like, do what?
Yeah.
Do what? And he
Yeah.
came on board like he didn't say anything about that. You know, we just said, hey, here's what it is. You would be a great fit. And then later we find out financial stuff. We're like, and then we see the Lord blessing him. Like,
Mm.
let me not get in people's way. It makes me
Right.
think about the widow putting in her two mites. You know, Jesus watching everybody give. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why didn't the Lord go, oh, Miss Martha, Miss
Mm.
Ethel, don't put that in. The Lord knows your heart, my sister. You're going to need that. Jesus didn't stop her. She put in her last two. Why? Because he knows that she has a shepherd. He knows that she has a provider. So I've just thought about that many times. Like whenever I've seen people, I like to be very generous.
Yeah.
But when I see other people do it, I'm like, hey. I find myself wanting to be a bit cautious. Like my
Right.
children, they learned it from me and Natalie. One of my sons at Christmas was saying, I want to give this and this and this. And I was like, you better shut up, John Michael. You better shut up. And I was like, do it, son. But I wanted to be like, no, buddy, that's too much to give. Like you need to save some of this and save something. I'm like, good. So anyway, I thought of that
Well,
for another brother. I lost the plot. The point is I didn't want anybody to feel condemned.
sure.
But I do want guys to feel poked in the chest. I do want guys to feel challenged because I have talked to plenty of guys, hundreds of guys over the years who they're like, yeah, I mean, I could make it happen. I just don't know if it's worth it. I'm like, fair enough. Like
Right.
you and I value things differently, like everybody does. You and I value coffee differently. I don't drink coffee at all, so it's worth nothing to me.
Phones.
You and I value phones
We
differently. You
value
and I
phones
value
differently.
tech products differently. You will pay a lot more money so that you can have, Steve Jobs, as a part of your tech world. So I just
Okay.
want to clarify. I genuinely am
Yeah.
not trying to condemn. I genuinely do want to challenge, though, and I
Yes.
genuinely do want guys to take assessments, and I also genuinely want us to get better at saying, "Hey, here's what it could look like." Because I just don't believe that bro would still be rolling around with a $700 car payment if he could make some moves and do something that's actually going to shift his family legacy. And again, like the amount of dudes who have made money because of the family, like we never talk about that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you brought it up today, but
I
like,
doubled my
well, how do
income.
they all make more money? Like, I don't know. It just happens because they level up as men.
Yes.
Maybe they needed to go ask for the raise and now they just have the assertiveness and confidence to do it. Maybe they actually started providing more value that they weren't before and they're showing up like a man everywhere. Maybe they were like, screw this place. I'm going to start a new thing. I didn't make
There's
them
some
do
really
anything. They're just,
talented dudes in the family captain too. Like there are guys that in all
well, when
areas.
you hang out with that, you become that.
Exactly.
Hang out with 4 fit guys and you'll become the 5th fit guy.
Right.
Hang out with 4 rich guys, you become the 5th rich. Like your thermostat changes. You're like, oh, we all do 6 figures? Oh, I guess I'm gonna do 6. And like you just find yourself, like we're not just fat slobs who just eat all the time. Like we're not just eating donuts. No, like everybody like condemn, like, oh, get that poison out of here. Like, oh, okay, I'm one of those bros now. So you find the same thing. You're like, yeah, man, had some great sofa time with my wife. We were just having a great conversation. You're like, oh, right. Yeah, quality time with my wife instead of like zombie scroll. Or, well, I really like to watch my show. And all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that's loser talk. That's how losers act. I was talking to a bro in the gym the other day. My bro who benches, he's going to be benching 600 soon.
Golly.
He was teaching. He said, I tell my son. He said, I tell my son. Oh, he came at you about the
Oh,
short arm
did he?
thing too. He's like, your boy's cynical. He's like, as soon as you said I
I
bench
knew he had a
600, he
barrel
said, I
chest
know
and I
he's
knew
got
he had
short
short
arms.
arms. I knew
And
it.
I was like, he's doing close grip.
Okay.
He's not out here
more
going,
impressive.
this is a bench press.
You
I
have
just
to
want
hit
to,
me
for
with
the
a
record.
picture of him. You have to hit me with a picture.
Oh, bro. Yeah, we can hit you on Insta.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, this is a bench press. This is not like, yeah, and the whole gym erupts. This is like, that dude's moving weight.
No, it's good. It's good.
Unreal.
It's awesome.
So he said he tells his little boy, he was like, he was telling his sons, he's like, weed is for losers. Like, losers smoke weed. Like, well, that's harsh. Yeah, it's good. And they want to be just like their daddy. He's like, losers smoke weed. Like, anything he doesn't want to do, anything he doesn't want his boys doing, he's like, oh, no, son, that's for losers. That's what losers do. Like, oh, my goodness, aren't they going to be judgmental? Oh, my goodness, can you shut up? There's me not being so sweet and warm. But it's a helpful tool. You hang around that, you become the fifth. You hang around this much and you become that thing. Yeah, sugar is poison. Bro, don't eat that sugar. Sugar's yay. And you're like, oh, okay, sugar's yay. All right, I won't eat so much
Sugar's
refined
June
sugar
boy.
anymore. Sugar's June boy. Same thing. Like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, I drink a little bit too much. What do you mean you drink too much? Like, you experience any degree of intoxication. Like, you'd experience any degree of mental shift from alcohol. Yeah. Well, yeah, you drink too much, bro. Knock that crap out, dude. Well, I thought we were allowed to drink. We're free to do a lot of things, but we're not free to be intoxicated. You need a sharp mind, bro. Like, stay clear, brother. Sober-minded. I got you. How can I help? Like, oh, dang. Oh, I thought we were all just kind of like sipping saints a little bit. Well, a glass of wine with your spaghetti is different from what you were just talking about, brother. Like, what?
Right.
You're drinking? Or, you had a beverage that had zero impact on your body and on your mind. Like, this is how things shift. This is how things change in a man's life. It's how things change in a man's world. And yeah, you get around the right brotherhood and you get all kinds of those adjustments and you get to borrow. It's like all of these buoys are hooked up to you and you couldn't sink if you wanted to. Like, you're like, I got to kick my feet so hard to try better. Yeah, on your own you do. Or you surround yourself with life rafts all around and you're like, dude, there's always a place to grab. Like, it's crazy out here. Yeah, but there's always something to hold on to because my brothers can always pick me up. Nobody's doing it perfectly, but we're doing it consistently. We're doing it with progress. So, yeah, the whole brotherhood dynamic, man, powerful.
Yes, it is. And I hate to keep going back to this, man, but I know how powerful investing is. Like, investing in yourself, betting on yourself, and trusting that the Lord is gonna recognize that your heart's in the right place. And so let me just ask you, what would you say is the compliance percentage-ish of guys that pay for the program, come through the program and do the work? Compliance-wise, enough to hey, I leveled up as a man.
Oh, great question. Yeah, I mean over 85.
Okay.
I don't have it. I don't have a data point,
Right.
for sure. But I would say it's high.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If the price was less than half what it is now, how many do you think would comply all the way? What percentage?
Oh, I mean, I can tell this story. Years ago when I used to give discounts and even bring guys in for free, because I was like, I want to help these guys. I want to help these guys. I want to help these guys. They were the worst. Always the worst clients. And by worst client, I mean, just didn't do anything. Like, hey, man, you take this action this week. You take this action this week. Hey, check in with the brotherhood. Let's help you grow. Let's help you level up. And they're just ghost. So, yeah, I've seen that play out a million times where I'm like, I want to be generous, and I still do need to be generous, but I found that is not a fruitful way that serves anybody by being generous. I found other ways to be generous in the family captain and in other areas of my life. But, oh, man, come on, it's covered, doesn't serve them. It never has.
Right.
Just like with me, just like with you, stuff I invest in is the stuff I care about. That's not a new idea.
Yeah, you got to have skin in the game, right? And so the reason I'm asking that question, I would anticipate you probably would have said something around like at least 20, 30% less, right? Because when we pay attention, right?
Yeah.
And so I know that some
Where
objections
your
guys have had,
treasure is, there
yeah,
your heart will be also.
guys have been like, wow, man, like that's just more than I expected it would be, right? But it's not far off a car payment. So it's like, well, I got to use the car to get to work. To which you would say,
I don't say much. Seriously, when guys start putting up, like, bro,
yeah,
I'm not a good sales guy. Like, I see reels and stuff of salespeople sometimes. They're like, when they give this objection, I'm like, bro, I cannot want it more than they want it.
mm,
Like, that's been my big, not secret thing that I've done. Like,
for
I'm
sure.
not going to push anybody. I'm not going to have anybody get off a call with me or somebody on the team and be like, those guys are pushy. And they just care about them. And like, we're just going to be like, everybody values things differently, brother. But
Yeah.
like, I will narrate that truth for them. I want them to face the reality. You value things differently. It's a values conversation. You don't get to say it's too expensive. You don't get to say it's too cheap, because I've also heard that. I've also heard guys say, literally, bro, what? It's going to do all that? Yeah, if you do the work. Bro, it's literally going to change my family legacy? Yeah. And it costs this? Yeah. Well, why? Because we want it to be reachable and doable for the real man who can make a way. Well, that's worth a gajillion dollars. Yeah, but I don't have a gajillion dollars, and neither do you. So we need to be fruitful, and we need it to be what we consider doable for a man who wants to make it happen. And yeah, we've seen the full spectrum of guys who had plenty and said, oh, I'm not doing it. No problem, brother. I don't condemn you. God bless you. But you need to go level up. Some way, somehow. You're not allowed to stop growing. You still have to obey the Lord. You don't have to join the family captain, but you better go obey the Lord. But this is a values conversation. Just remember that. Yeah, I value it differently than you do. Obviously, JM. Cool. I love you, man. High five. Have a great day. I don't have great lines. I don't have great adjustments, and none of the other brothers who do deep dives do either. Like, yeah, man, we're doing this, we're doing that. Here's what it is. Here's how it would work. Here's what I would predict for you. Here's what you should expect. Here's what it looks like. And they're like, here's the investment. The guy's like, that's crazy. Yeah, man. God bless you. Not sure what you were looking for, but enjoy the free content. The hours and hours and hours and hours of free content. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
I thought this was a ministry. Enjoy the free content, man of God. Go continue to level up. Here's another recommendation I have for you. Here's another free resource that we don't owe you, but we still continue to give. So God bless you, man. Enjoy. That's it. That's my big pitch, bro. Like, I'm not gonna push. I'm not gonna push, and they can go process however they want. Again, if I wasn't a part of the family captain, I'd be pushing. I'd be pushing.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I'm doing on this episode, right? I'm just like,
yeah, I know. I'm a little uncomfortable. Like, seriously, when we stop recording, let's just fast forward to that part. I'd be like, yeah, you were a bit much, bro.
really?
And you'd be like, dude, it's the truth. I'd be like, I know it's the truth, but bros are not actually ready, and they're just going to be offended. People are weird about money.
People are weird about money.
And I've never been weird about money. When I was broke as a joke, I wasn't weird about money. I was never jealous of anybody. I was never worried when somebody was like, oh, here's what an investment. I'm like, I understand it. I value it, or I don't value it. But it was never anything to be offended by. But I have learned folks are weird about money. So I'm aware of that.
Yeah,
so
but
you need to stop, Chris.
But that might be true. But dude, obedience is costly. Like, it costs something. It costs something.
I'm going to keep living it and keep applying it. But I'm
obey.
like, it almost is just like, he who has ears to hear, let him hear. I don't condemn you. Genuinely. I'm mad for you. And I think you're blind. Again, not saying every single person ever has to come through the family captain. But yeah, you probably should.
Every guy, right?
Or until you present the other option. Like until somebody rips off, everything they were doing. Then I'll cheer for them. I'll be like, they did it better. Go over there.
That's so funny that you're like, I think you're being too much because guys aren't ready. I don't see it that way, because I think
if I'm the listener who wasn't ready and coming into this episode, I'm now just annoyed. Like, I'm already turning it off. I'm like, okay, it's the giant QVC episode.
after 60 episodes,
But that guy is like that because he's entitled.
Ooh.
All right, now we're having real talk on the
We're
episode.
keeping it in. We're keeping it in.
I know that guy's entitled, Chris.
Yeah.
So
True.
like he thinks he's owed all of that anyway. And that so when this episode shows up, he's like, I don't really like the new direction that, like because he's weird about money and he's offended or jealous or discouraged or overwhelmed or deceived. I don't know. Again, I don't condemn. Are you judging? Well, yeah, I'm judging. I'm judging, assessing, hopefully without hypocrisy, or then I am going to be condemning myself. But yeah, am I judging? Yeah, because Jesus taught us to judge without hypocrisy. So I'm attempting to do that. But yes, and I guess that's just fear on my part. Like this is where I'm dealing with a little bit of people pleasing. Like I don't want everybody to just blow us up on Reddit. And then anytime a bro goes to join the family captain, he looks it up on Reddit and then he just finds like all the buttholes of the internet. Or he goes into the butthole of the internet, which is Reddit.
Right.
And he's like, oh, well, I heard this. Oh, I bet you did. Some stranger who wasn't a part of the program had something negative to say. So I'm being a little paranoid. But
well, man, if this wasn't
a
a
little
Holy
right.
Spirit driven ministry, I'd be like, yeah, I get it. But just like I said in the very beginning, Ephesians 3:20, now to him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to his power that is at work within us. Like, dude, we have no idea what God is going to do with the right next step for a brother.
The best thing would be like have a voyage call. If we put like a
man.
voyage call live on the podcast and they saw all these studs, like maybe that's the key. We need video testimonials. That would do it.
Maybe.
That's like a business ABC 1, 2, 3 that I still haven't done. Because it's just another thing to do. But guys need to see other guys instead of like, here's Michael and Chris.
Sure.
Which I think is legit and believable. Even after 60 episodes, though, some people are going to be like, I'm not listening to that one.
Yeah.
Because I do want to bring value. I mean, I wanted to bring value in this episode. So I'm concerned, like, have we?
I think that there is, I mean, this is an uncomfortable conversation with listeners who have continued to listen to the podcast. And it's like, cool, brother, what's the trajectory for you? Like 5 years from now,
That's a great question.
We keep popping out episodes. Where are you going to be?
I used to ask that on deep dives.
Yeah.
I used to ask about
Where are you
trajectory.
gonna
Hey,
be?
what's the trajectory? Where, like, if we keep going just like you're going, whatever that happens to be,
Right.
tell me about 5 years from now. And they're like, eh. And I'm like, yeah. All right, well, we can be eh.
Right.
Now, or they're like, eh. Like, we're on a slight decline. Or we're just a slight stalemate, which is a negative, actually. But it's a whole other thing.
Let me ask you this. Am I out of the boat or am I just wet right now?
What do you mean?
With how off or how too hardcore I'm being.
I think it's an appropriate push. I'd love to hear a third party point of view. I know clients and Voyage Bros would be like, dude, y'all were super soft on it.
I think it's an appropriate push. Okay. Here are the facts. There's a bro listening to an episode like this is going to listen to the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one, and the next until we get to episode 100 or more. Who's going to buy a nice truck with hot seats and he's going to have a cold wife in the passenger seat.
He's going to have a hot steering wheel.
Hot steering wheel.
Bro, the heated steering wheel. Can we just say, I once had a truck with a heated steering wheel.
You're killing my point here,
Dan.
But
it
go
was
ahead.
A work truck. It was a blessing. My current truck does not have a heated steering wheel. And man, I am a baby. I have cold fingies in the winter, okay?
I feel you, man.
All right, I'm sorry. You were making a great point. I could have hot seats
like
that cold wife.
That visual popped up for me. Some dude in this souped up, super nice truck, like he's got nice things, right? Maybe a big barn. What I don't know.
We're good.
A wife that's just scrolling on her phone, just not.
We're good.
And not caring.
How y'all doing? We're good, man.
Not caring at all.
Look at my truck. We're good.
Right. So I'm poking that brother in the chest a little bit because guess what, dude? If I just said no, marriage podcast or not, we were not moving in the right direction. Dudes reach out to me all the time, like, hey man, I want to listen to your podcast. I'm like, don't listen until after like episode 60. Because the first 60 episodes were off base, dude. They were off base. They were, you know? And so the things I've learned from the family captain, the reasons are in saying yes and all the things that God's revealed to me
That's crazy.
I'm just like, yo,
That's crazy.
yeah.
So Chris was the enemy. we were, I was fighting against Chris's podcast and didn't even know it.
Pretty much.
We were mortal enemies.
Exactly.
Now we're bros.
Exactly. But I even think of the other dudes that I reached out to and we started this episode with. It's like, what's the alternative if Steven doesn't join? What's the alternative if these bros don't join? Like the bro who's like, yeah, man, my wife was going through some pretty harsh postpartum depression. I just wanted to help her work through it. I wanted to kind of survive in a job I hated because I knew I needed to provide. And now homeboy has joy in his marriage and feeling real leadership and excitement.
And she admires him.
Yeah, man. It's just
And
like
she literally told him that like 2 weeks ago.
and
Like
he
actually
loved
gave
his
him the
job.
one-liner.
He
Literally
loved what
gave
he
him the
built.
one-liner of "You are the greatest man I've ever known."
Dude,
The words actually came out of her mouth, and he told us in the voyage. He's like, "Okay, this one's ridiculous."
Let's freaking go. Yeah. So it's
They're
just
having
like
babies. They're rejoicing.
when you hear those stories, man, you're like, come on, see it, open your eyes. You know what I mean?
It's hype. It's the thing, man. I mean, that's the argument I made from the beginning. Like, everybody thinks it's a thing. I'm like, it's the thing. And it's going to become more the thing than ever before in the coming years, which we're going to talk about soon on the AI episode and explain to guys why
We will.
the world is about to change, because a lot of them don't know that.
We will explain that. Real fast, let me tell you something that happened a few weeks ago. It was a Sunday. We got home from church, and we had just had lunch and everything, and I'm just kind of like hanging out with my kids in the living room. I'm just like sitting on this stool, and I'm like almost getting emotional. I'm just so grateful for what I have. Like so grateful for the marriage that I have. So grateful like that my kids are in a season of health and that business is doing what it's doing and all the things. I'm just like overwhelmed to the point where I'm a big time NFL fan, you know, and like my one daughter's like, "Oh, the game's coming on, Dad." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Like, I know." And she's like, "You want to turn it on?" I was like, I just wanted to wait. I just wanted to put worship music on and just be like, "God, how did we get here?" Out of all the horrible decisions I've made in my life, how did we get here? How do I have what I have with my wife, have what I have with my kids, have what we have? Like, how did this happen? I was just overwhelmed, man. Like, just overwhelmed with like the goodness of what God is doing in our lives. And it ain't perfect,
Praise
right?
God.
There are roller coasters, but the reason I share that is because I'm just like, dude, the greatest thing is not the amount of money in the bank account or the physical body we build. It is the peace that, like, man, walking in the path that the Lord has for you. Like, it's God's plan, it's not mine. Because if it was mine, oh man, like, there ain't no way that we'd be where we are.
Yeah. The blessing of the Lord makes rich and adds no sorrow with it. So when we do it His way, that's one of our convictions, me and all of our coaches, when we're coaching our guys, like, the world gets a vote. The world is broken. The devil is bad.
Sure.
You know, people are foolish, me included. So that means there's going to be errors and mistakes and problems. And yet the blessing of the Lord makes rich. Financially, yes, is what I think, if we want to be really contextually accurate there. But even that's a great example. The guy who thinks he's got to grind to acquire provision, like, the blessing of the Lord will make rich and adds no sorrow to go along with it. So if it's happening in a sorrowful way, something's wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what we're so good at, is helping brothers like, bro, where's life sorrowful? My wife is cooked. Brother, that's sorrow. Good news, there's a right way to do something different here. I don't know what it is yet, but I know we're about to figure it out because the Lord's going to lead it. And unless the Lord builds the house, those that labor are building in vain anyway. So the Lord has built your house, brother, as you've surrendered to Him and submitted to Him. Same for me. The Lord has built my house. I was at the breakfast table this morning with my 17-year-old who loves us and likes us, and my 14-year-old who loves us and likes us, and our 10-year-old. That one's still easy, of course. But, so yeah, I don't have 30-year-olds to point to yet. I don't have all the grandkids to point to and say, you know, look at all the fruit. But so far, the fruit's super good. So far, the fruit is super on target. Imperfect, to be clear, but also super on target. And same kind of thing, just the gratitude. And that's what I see more and more whenever I see brothers walking on the path, diligence and faithfulness. And even if guys aren't in the family captain, here's me giving guys the out again. Even if guys aren't in the family captain elite, the only people whose lives I admire are people who are super diligent and deliberate with family culture. Like, I don't admire anybody else really for anything else apart from that, because I know you can go accomplish other things in other ways. What I want to see is the man who has the wife who goes, my hero, and who is super respectful. Like, that's the ultimate test. Even your kids want to love their father. That's why I always say, like, marriage is harder than fatherhood. That's why I'll still fight that fight. Marriage is harder than fatherhood because kids want to love their daddy anyway. Whereas a wife has a much quicker and easier time disregarding her husband. Children have a default setting to obey and honor and want their father's love. A wife can be a much more difficult nut to crack. So the more I see guys who have wives like that, which is rare, like, that's all I'm really interested in. Like, I can learn from him here, I can learn from him here, but like, I want mentors who I'm like, I want them to have that first. I was talking to a brother a couple months ago, and he said, faithful brother, loves the Lord, loves me, and I love him. He's a good friend. But he said something funny to me. He's like, man, you kind of did it all backwards. He's like, you did the family thing first, and now you're like building the rest of your life. And he called that backwards, which was funny to me, because that was his perspective. He's like, you did it backwards. Because most guys like build, and then they're like, oh no, this thing back here is on fire. Why didn't somebody tell me about marriage and how to care for a wife and how to build a family culture that's awesome and wholesome and blah. He like in his mind, in his example in that moment, he was like, that's the path that everybody takes. Like, build all the other stuff first, the ministry, the business, the influence, the whatever. He's like, you did it backwards. And I'm like, I did it forwards. I just did it.
Right.
I just focused on the only thing that's timeless, the only thing that I cared about. The other things, it could be, fall apart in an instant. Technically, everything could be taken quickly, but I'm putting first things first, thank God.
Yes.
And I wouldn't do it any other way. So that's what we want to encourage guys to do, man. But I think we're going to do better of showing them good fruit so they can imagine and see, like, oh, that's what we're talking about? Maybe we're not being specific enough. Maybe we need more.
Maybe we should just have a big pitch slap episode.
A pitch slap. I like the title. Pitch slap.
This is a pitch slap. We've given you 60-some episodes. Now it's time.
Well, I think this was that then. This can be the pitch slap episode.
Yeah, but they only got the other side. They didn't get the pitch. You know what I mean?
I mean, they're pitched enough. Bros, we got a program. It'll help you get on the fast track. Like, if you don't want to do it or you say you can't afford it, I don't know. Talk to the bro. This school teacher, choir director. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
He joined like 4 or 5 months ago. He's in the Voyage now.
I don't know.
Bro is a savage. Different life, different marriage, different kid. Like, he's done all the things. So I think I talked to him. I don't know. Maybe one of the other bros on the team did. But I found out about his story, and they're like, hey, he wants to join. He's a perfect fit. We're really excited. He's going to save, and he's going to build up for it. And they're like, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing the other. Bro sold plasma. Bro, like, worked with his brother-in-law on the weekend. Like, bro just said, like, I'm going to go do all the things. And I'm like, so I still make the joke. I'm like, Jason out here selling kidneys. He sold 3 kidneys already. I don't know how many he's got left. But, like, yeah, so, like, Jason just kind of kills everybody else's excuses for me. And we've had other bros with ridiculous stories, too. And they're like, the Lord told me to do this, or I'm just so excited about this, and I can see the need of it. Like, but I can't afford it. I'm like, hey, no problem, brother. Enjoy the free content. Like, I'm not condemning you. I'm not telling you you have to do it. I'm just like, I would have loved for you too. I thought it was a great fit. We tell plenty of guys it's not. And he was like, no, I'm all in. I'm just going to do it in 48 days, and I'm going to bump. I'm like, awesome, brother.
Which is
and then
very rare that someone would actually do that.
And then meanwhile, I've talked to bros who are like, they let out in the conversation that whatever, they have 12 Bitcoins. I don't know. And, they're flexing on other stuff. And I'm like, oh, so here's what it is. And they're like, oh boy. I'm like, God bless you. I got nothing else for you. That was my best.
Yeah.
Like, you don't believe me? That's okay. Or you do believe me. It's just still not worth it. That's a values conversation. God bless you, man. Lord help him.
Maybe guys think they're already doing it. You know how you always say like family
That's what I'm
leadership
saying.
is
We got
the
to keep
highest
giving
calling?
fruit examples, dude.
Right. So it's like, oh, you say family leadership is the highest calling and I should put everything into that, but I want to go make money and I want to go build, wealth for my family's future. It's like, yeah. That's all fine and good. But maybe you just think you're already doing it, but you're sadly mistaken.
And I think there's something to that. I think guys are like, yeah, like we're so often in the principle. That's why I think we need to share more wins. I think we need to share more specific, actual things and be like, wins of the week, truly as a segment. And you come and be like, Jam, here's the wins of the week. A bro, blah, 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 a bro, blah, blah. And that's going to pull coaching gold out of me because I'll be able to speak to that scenario. I'll be able to speak to that context and explain like, yep, and here's why, and here's what, and here's where that came from.
For sure.
And I think that can help guys like, oh, instead of like have a hotter marriage, to be able to say like, you want your wife to pick you up from the airport, nothing but a trench coat, like, I'm listening,
I'm
or
listening
or
intently.
whatever, whatever it looks like. So
Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right. Well, look, I think guys got a chance to be a fly on the wall in a conversation that is just like, man, it's hard to talk about, but at the same time, it's like, that there's so much fruit behind someone who would take the leap. You know what I mean? And so I think the beauty of this, man, is that there might be guys who are like, oh man, like I don't even know. They're talking about price and all this different stuff. Oh my gosh, it sounds expensive. Dude, just book a call and do a deep dive and see if the Holy Spirit starts to move you, towards this. Because like you said, JM, this ain't a high pressure thing. It's just like here it is. You want it? We don't understand why you don't, but high five.
yeah, no condemnation. Well, you think I should do it? I think everybody should do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be that great of a teacher or a preacher or anything if I didn't have conviction on the things I believe in. So like, I'm an evangelist for VidAngel, for crying out loud, because it's an awesome product. And Chris still doesn't have it.
I forgot.
If you guys don't have VidAngel,
sorry,
what are you doing?
You need
Get
to sign
VidAngel.
up and
Get
do an affiliate
VidAngel
link or something.
I don't have no affiliate link. I got no dog in the fight. I just believe in it. It will not change your family culture and your trajectory for decades to come. It won't. But I still believe in it, and I could still shake you by the shoulders and be like, "Get VidAngel, you moron!" And I could be super like aggressive about some VidAngel, and that's like it's fruit, but it ain't a lot of fruit to be honest. Compared to there's this thing over here that will shift all of the freaking things. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of conviction about that thing.
Yeah, which is interesting because you have no dog in the fight in that. I have no dog in the fight in this. I don't own equity in the family cabinet.
Yeah. Chris ain't getting commissions on podcast episodes or anything else.
No, I do not own commissions off of anything.
Yeah.
So, interesting. Okay. Well, this is good, man. Thanks for letting me poke you a little bit and poke other dudes in the process. Because like I said, I ain't got no dog in the fight. I want to see the Lord's will reign supreme, man. And I think
I want guys to be blessed. I don't want guys to feel extracted from. Amen. I don't want guys to feel taken from. And that was my concern, knowing that you wanted to go here with this episode. And I was like, I don't want anybody to feel. But you're right. Like, I'm thinking about the most extreme cynic. Sure. That's what I have in mind. I'm thinking about the most extreme. We wouldn't even want to work
with anyway, right?
Well, of course. Yeah, I'm thinking about the most extreme critic, the most extreme cynic who already is, like you pointed out. Like, I'm not thinking that way. You're like, bro, after 60 episodes, I'm like, yeah, the amount of entitlement you would have to feel to have any emotion like that would be alarming. But folks will. And that's the temptation. You get 50 people who are like, that was great, thank you. And you get one person who's like, that really sucked, and you should never do that again. You're like, who's living in your head all week?
Yeah. So comment below if you hate us. It helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
I can handle the heat. I enjoy a good insult. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Like on our Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Like when somebody like hits me with something really funny, I'm like, that's funny. I'm
do you have
leaving
any examples real fast?
Oh, one that made me laugh a few months back. It was like they had even taken the time to make an AI image of me. And it was super funny. And they were like, this is how the original poster sees himself. And it was this guy sitting on a church pew holding a Bible, and everybody was standing around and pointing at him, laughing at him. And he was saying, like, I saw myself as like the lone. And like the Facebook ad copy is not like
Interesting.
anything that would lead to that, but it was just super funny. So I just replied in it, and I was like, that is not true. I put in all caps to make it look like I'm really upset. I was like, that's not true. I don't have that much hair. Because his hairline was a little lower. So yeah, I enjoy, now if it's like crass,
Right.
dude, people are perverted, man.
Yeah, I know.
Dudes are super perverted. People are super perverted.
Yeah,
So I don't know why, but because I'm like marriage and sex and marriage, like the amount of comments that are like, there's wife swapping going on, or this is about, not threesomes, but what's it called? Wife swapping, I guess. Swinging.
yeah.
They're like, this is like the amount of comments that we get in the ads about like, so these are godless dudes who, I don't know,
Yeah.
like just looking at porn all the time, or just like, I don't know,
Dang.
living in some world. So those, those are never funny. I just delete them.
Right.
Dudes often say I have a porn stash. So I'll delete those too, because I'm like, porn is gross. Porn is gay. Stop watching porn.
Right.
And I'll maybe let it sit for a couple days and then delete it.
Right.
Sometimes guys will say I look like Goose from Top Gun. I'm like, yes.
Yes.
That's what I was going for. My bro. I don't know if they're trying to make fun of me, but I'm like, you can't make fun of me because I receive it as a compliment.
That's right. Oh, that's good. All right, man. Well, good stuff today. I think this was helpful for us to get out. So till
It's
next
good.
time.
I'm
my
not
man.
sorry. There's no apology to go along with it.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just mindful of the spectrum of the audience. And if the shoe fits, put it on. If it don't put it on. It'll be all right.
All right, JM. Till next time, my brother.
Go captain your ship. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Family Captain Podcast. Now go take some action and serve by leading well. Also subscribe, leave a review so more men can find the podcast and be helped. And if you're ready to take your growth to the next level and you'd like more support, check out thefamilycaptain.com for our resources that'll help you accelerate your journey. And until next time, go captain your ship.